Hey there, everybody. We're ready to start streaming. It's 10 o'clock in the morning on Monday, April 16th. It's very, very, very wintry here in good old Wisconsin. I saw John Kovalik, the guy who does the Munchkin and Dork Tower comic strips and games, tweeted earlier today. He lives in Madison, and he said today is January 106th, and I thought that was pretty funny. It's been snowing for 2 days here. We probably got I'd say at least 6 inches. I don't know. I tend to over exaggerate those things. Hey, oh, that was a little dick humor there. All right. So today we're drawing the strip for tomorrow's trollandfriends.com release, and I think it would be appropriate to do a little post about the snow, which I'm sure everybody's going to be doing that. It's going to be the ubiquitous Wisconsin snow post. But whatever, it's got a big impact. In fact, I got a last week, maybe 3 days before it started snowing. I got the snow tires removed from my Ford Focus. I've got a 2005 Ford Focus. Nope, don't be jealous. It's all mine, paid for. And the thing has low profile tires. There's about this much meat on each tire. It's just a little donut with a big rim in the middle, and without the snow tires, the thing's a hockey puck. It just kind of goes sideways, doesn't do anything. And this was my first winter with snow tires on. It was incredible. They did their Michelin X Ice, whatever the special thing is. Worlds of difference. I was amazed. Up until now, I've owned a Jeep ever since I was 16 years old. I've had a Jeep Wrangler, and no problem. Never even thought about snow. Those things can go through anything. But this winter, was trying to tighten the belt a little bit and thought, I don't even use this Jeep. It's like nice for 3 months here in Wisconsin. I'll use the I'll sell the Jeep and use the Focus, use the money to pay off some bills. And so I got the snow tires for the Focus, and went pretty well. I don't have to drive too much since I work from home, but for grocery shopping and emergency trips and what like that, they worked great. But I took them off last week, and now we've got so much snow. The landlord texted this morning asking for everybody to clear out the parking lot so he can plow, and I just told him, yeah, sorry, no can do, Monsignor. I would wind up just being stuck more in the way than in my little spot, so he's just gonna have to plow around me. He said it was cool. He'll just have to plow around me, and hopefully by Thursday we'll be melted out. It looks like the weather's gonna get back up to 50 because it's Wisconsin. So that having been said, I think that this strip will be nice. It's going to be about ironic things like that. In fact, right now I'm Googling. You might have heard me Googling away how to spell Alanis Morissette, because that's going to be part of the punchline here. It's Ssettee, and one S in Alanis, one L in Alanis. Okay, so let's hop back to our Illustrator's screen. Sorry for the slow start here. It's been kind of a wild morning, and hopefully everything's going well. If there's no tech problems, I haven't had a chance to kind of test this, but we should have the Illustrator screen open up there, and I am going to just navigate over to a file that I can use. The last strip that we did was that two-panel strip, and I think we're good with that this time as well. So I'm just going to navigate over to my two-tune template. Open that up. I think 3 is the standard that I like to go with, but there's no point in in making a story go too long if you can be told in two panels, and this is going to be told in 2 panels. So I've added some layers. I don't know if this is showing up there, but my template was saved with only 1 layer. So I might have to do a little work here on it. So I'm going to make this the blue line layer, as we do. Make this the ink layer, we'll make that the shading layer. And again, we just do that to keep everything separate. We could do everything, well, we really couldn't do everything on 1 layer because we got to trace over the blue line. The ink layer, and then the balloons layer. And the layer 1 is our frame. Okay, and last time I didn't have the frame layer blocked out, so that everything that I drew kind of on the lower layers. Let's see if this is going to happen again to us. Yeah, it shows. So I'm going to just go ahead and redo what I did last time. And then we'll save this as the template. And so here you get to kind of see how the sausage is made. Sorry, folks. So I am on the frame layer, and I'm just going to make rectangles that fit within the rectangles we already have. I could copy and paste it, but I might as well just draw it out. Okay. And then we want both of those to have no fill in them for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. All right. And then we want to select both those squares that we just made, group them, Command G, and then I don't have one behind it. Hold on. I missed a step. So then I'm going to make a rectangle here, the size of the whole window. All right. And I want to bring those two. Come on now. All right, I want to bring these guys to the front. Sorry, guys, I should have had this done before we started. Just shows you it's been a weird morning. I had to basically spend an hour helping Janelle get her car out of the parking lot so she could get to work and earn some rent money for us. My baby got to bring in the bones. Sugar mama. All right, so let's go to Pathfinder. And we will knock that out. All right. And then I think if we fill it with white, excellent. And then we'll send that to the back. Groovy. So now, wish this background here on the frames layer with the watermarks on it should be opaque white. And so anything we draw on a layer underneath, I'm just going over to the ink layer to try out this theory. Anything drawn on that should only wind up in the panels. And yeah, that worked. It doesn't count the stuff that came off the edge of the artboard because that won't show anyway when we export it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is save this so I don't ever have to redo that work. All right, and so we killed 7 minutes talking about snow and watching the technical stuff. But those of you that use Illustrator, maybe you're interested in how this all works. Okay, so now the thing we need to do, we saved that. What we are going to do now is save this in my folder, and I don't think you guys can see where I'm navigating right now, but I've got a Google Drive in which I keep all of my tuneses. So this is 041718 because it's tomorrow's comic. I'm making a folder for it there, and I just name the file 041718 in case I need to find it later. It's very easy. I save it as an Adobe Illustrator file. And boom. Okay. Now we need to wait for it to save. Got the little pinwheel. I'm working on the MacBook today. I didn't feel that it was necessary to work on the PC. It was just faster to set up the MacBook. And unfortunately, it takes just a little while longer to save. It's got a slower processor and less RAM. Okay, so we got our blob brush set up. Let's lock all the layers that we're not going to use because we're going to start off on the blue line. We're going to take this nice light blue color and get rid of that stroke. We need to adjust the brush so that it is pressure sensitive. Right now it's set up on fixed because why wouldn't it? Okay. And tapered guy like that. And I think that we are all set. Pull Mr. Tablet out of here. Get the stylus going. I've got my water. Very important to hydrate when you're snowed in. Ooh. Don't dump it over, Charles. Okay, so we're ready to go. So I was thinking about how to communicate this little joke that I'm going to be playing about, the irony. Isn't it ironic? It's not really. I guess it's ironic. Then I took the snow tires off, and then we just got dumped with more snow than we probably got all winter. in one time all winter. I thought that a good way to do that would be a headline of a newspaper. So let's see if we can communicate that. So let's do like the shape of the newspaper. All right, and then space for the image. I don't like what's happening because I need to be able to see more of it. Because we want the picture. And we want a title up here, a headline, and then a subhead, and then we're just going to have lines to indicate copy under here. Okay, and the picture is going to be Troll. I should, I'm getting pretty small with this brush, so I should go over to the brush settings. And I guess maybe take this down to 2. It's at 5 points right now. I'm going to take it down to 2. Zoom in on that. And erase the ear that I have going. Okay, that's working. Just make sure the smoothing's not too high. Alright, so I usually start with that ear on Troll. This fun loopy beard. Dang it, it's filling in for whatever reason. I really need to just Google that and see how to end this madness. I would assume it has something to do with the smoothing, but I have it turned all the way off. We're not going to worry about it too much here because A, this is the blue line, and B, you know, if it happens, it happens. It's no big deal, especially because I put gray into his, you know, or I put the shade into the color of his beard. So here's his thing. He's looking very satisfied with himself. 3 little stripes. He gets those happy kitty cat eyebrow or eye slits. He's feeling good about himself. This is flannel. Okay. All right. And then in the back, we'll do an artist's interpretation of my sexy little Ford Focus. Oh, it looks exactly like it. I wish it had a spoiler, because that would be even cooler. Yes, kids, if you apply yourself, you too can draw shitty cars on the internet. All right. Yeah, but that'll be good enough for the sketch layer. We'll figure it out. So the headline I want to say, I'm just gonna hand write it right now, and then we'll put it in like Times New Roman. Well, you know what? Shit, let's just do it right now, because we can always change it around. So we want to do the text paragraph like we want. We don't want to do it on the blue line layer though, so we're gonna move up to the balloons. I got to unlock the balloon layer. Okay, and then I wanted to say local genius. Removes snow tires. Okay. Just highlight all that, and like I said, we'll do Times New Roman, which is a good it's a good newspaper font. We'll kind of Whoa. Hold on. I don't know what that was about. All right, I gotta. There you go. Local genius removes snow tires. Okay, just to show us kind of what space we have for the headline there. All right, and then I want to do another one that says smoother ride. And saves gas. Which is, very true. My poor little Fofo would shake all over the place with those big old knobby snow tires on it. The Fofo, that's the name for my Ford Focus. It's maroon, and I have some friends that used to call it the clot, because it just kind of looks like a little blood clot. I'm gonna do that all in one. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it'll just be easier to match the angle if I do it all in one box. Smoother ride. Saves gas. Alright, and then we can rotate that. Okay, sorry if there's a lot of fan noise coming off of my little MacBook here. He's really chugging along trying to stream and draw, and who knows what else is going on in the works back there. Okay, so that's all right for the blue line on panel 1. We are going to save that. I should have done it while I was drinking. It's an opportunity to have another sip. All right, now let me zoom out a little bit. And the second frame. It's going to go back to that light blue color. I still have the copy selected. All right, so we're going to go back to that light blue color. We got the blob brush, and then the second frame will be the troll up to his neck in snow. We start off with that ear again. Is this being pressure sensitive? Yes, it is. Good. It's still doing that fill, man. I just can't figure it out. What if I switch out the angle or something? Whoa! What the deuce? We lost all the. All right, that might have worked. Sometimes you got to work a tricky workaround. So here's the troll. It's a weird looking ear. Okay, let's try this out again here. Okay, I'm selecting that. Ah, dang it. And then it's a good thing I noticed that because I was drawing that on the balloons layer. All right, so I erase that, go back to the blue line layer, unlock it, and lock the balloons layer so we can't accidentally draw on it. And then just make sure my changes stayed to this brush. Yeah. All right. So troll's ear here, and then I'll do his beard, but most of it's going to be covered with snow. I filled up a little bit there, but I think we're okay. He's going to be talking to Winston. Yeah, I guess that works. I'd rather show his whole beard. This is just going to be a couple ears and eyeballs poking up. Just to show that it's snowing. All right, get these in there, draw those lines in so I don't forget to do it later. I've been forgetting to do those until later in the action. A celebrity just joined us here in the studio. One young Mr. Winston T. Cat. Isn't he adorable? He's just the sweetest little guy. Say hi to the patrons. Thanks for backing us, everybody. But I'm not going to ask why you're wet. I'm going to assume it's water. All right. And, yeah. So we got a good thing going here. So let's save this. Have a drink of water. Okay. And we're going to go to the ink layer. Lock the blue line again. Unlock the ink layer. Change this blue to black. Nice rich black, remember? Alright, and then do our thing. Yeah, I guess I can keep it this small. I was going to increase the brush size. I think I will, just for that guy there. Go to the brush settings. Brush options. I'm going to bump this up to 5. And hopefully that doesn't mess up the fill thing that I had going on. Just take a nice easy line there. And then same over here. I think I'll add a line later on when we're doing the balloons up at the top of panel 1 that says, April 2018, local genius removes snow tires, just to drive home the fact that it's late April, that all this foolishness is happening. I don't like that line, so we're going to remove it. Beauty of Command Z. Okay. And then we can just Greek in these lines here. People will understand that that is implied type. I want to make it look like there's a few pages here. Okay. And then we're going to dump the brush back down to 2 points to do the finer work. He's so fine, that troll. Okay, make sure we still got the pressure sensitivity, and we do. It's a pity that I have to check every time, but better safe than sorry. And right now I'm going to save while I'm thinking about it. Okay, and then let's draw the happy troll. There's a moment of truth on this beard. I filled in a little, but you know what? Not enough for me to worry about. I wonder if it has something to do with how fast I draw. Like if I do it slow, if it fills in faster than if I do it fast. No, it didn't have any Any impact. Let me try the brush settings again just to arbitrarily change something. What I'm doing is I'm changing um, the rotation of the brush, which should have no bearing whatsoever since it's a round point. You know, a circle at -7 degrees is the same as a circle at 0 degrees. Oh, that was way worse. Holy smokes. Like to send a shout out to, gosh, James Yoder. He's a fellow artist and our latest patron backer. He joined our little troll family yesterday, I believe, or over the weekend. I wasn't online too much over the weekend and saw it, but thanks, James. Hope you're watching, and I appreciate you you backing this crazy little thing here. All right. This is going to come to a point that I'm just going to say good enough on this if it keeps fighting me. Dang. So you guys like to tune in and just watch me draw the same line about 40, 50 times. A couple, 2, 3 times there. Get real good at it. So, let's see. I'm going to try to change the shape of the brush and see if that does anything cookie. You know what? I'm good with that. All right. We've got bigger fish to fry. You hear mysterious water gurgling. That's the heater. We've got water-based, floorboard heaters, and so when the neighbor upstairs has her heat on, it gurgles inside the walls as water goes up there. Okay, I think that's a better shape for the front of the car. A little bit closer to real life. See, because I put those lines in on the sketch layer, I'm going to remember to do it here on the ink layer. And later on, in my free time, I'm going to Google like maybe what's going on with this brush and how I can fix that. Not exactly sure how to how to phrase it, you know. Globbing blurgle blaggle, how to Illustrator CS. Hey, lady. That was like Jerry Lewis asking for tech help. All right. So then we get his big old proud of himself smile in there. Contented kitty cat eye slits. The big old Brezhnev eyebrows. This morning, one of my eyebrows was doing a Gandalf thing. If I sleep on my side, it oh, it's really thick. Sometimes makes my eyebrows look crazy. All right, and then we got this guy here. No, I don't like those lines. I'm going to do one like this. One like this. And then the windshield. There you go. This is the car of the future, my friends. Looking pretty good. Little hatchback. All right. Oh, I forgot the little dingle dang up on top. My antenna gets upwards of 4 radio stations. All right, we'll save that and hydrate. Save and hydrate. And then we'll come back over here to panel number 2. And we're going to do the whole thing again. Maybe you'll get to see me draw another beard like 14 times. Alright. Here it goes. The moment of truth. I'm going to keep it. Good enough. You know, he looks almost happy, but that could just be in a grin and bear it sort of way. It comes a point where it's just not worth fighting. What can you do? You can't change the weather, laddie. They say that there was magic in that hat that made him come to life one day. When they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Alright. We got Winston. He is an indoor cat, 100% indoor cat, which is the secret behind his longevity. I've had a lot of cats in my life. We've always been a cat family. And Winston and his predecessor, Mujibar, were the first ones that were ever 100% indoor cats. And Muji passed away back in 2006 or so. But he had lived, you know, he was 16 years old when he died, 16 something. And Winston will be 16 in June. So nice, long, happy lives with these gentlemen. All because they can't go out. I don't know if that pig snout. All because they can't go out and get run over or attacked by wild animals or sick or run away. I had one cat I thought, pretty sure he was stolen. He was just gorgeous. He was a Himalayan, which is, looks like a Siamese almost, but they're long-haired. Just gorgeous eyes and real furry paws and stuff. His name was Schmengi. And he just didn't come home one day. I think someone probably grabbed him. He was way too cute. And we never saw him around flattened on the road or anything like that. Some cheerful talk for a gloomy Monday morning. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. On the next episode, we learn how many cats have been murdered by the troll. The answer is 0. I love cats so much. Alright. And then we got this rest of this. I like cats probably more than I like people, but I haven't murdered any people yet either. Yet. Alright. So let me zoom out, see how we're doing on these guys. Looks pretty good. The bottom is going to be room for Winston's dialogue, and up there for Troll's dialogue. We're going to save that and go over to, as soon as the little spin wheel is done, go over to the balloon layer, drop in the date. I believe it was April 12th. And I'm just going to say, like, the Wisco click on that guy, bring him down here. Add a little space here in between these lines. Get the angle to match a little bit more. Okay. And then we can put in our copy. So we want to change the font to Kavalar, which is what we usually do. I want to hit the caps locks. And Troll is going to be saying, boy. Alanis, Morissette. And we're going to take that paragraph so that it's not automatically hyphenating and so that it's center justified. And I think we can make the, let's see. All right. I think this type can be bigger though, since we've got room. And I'm thinking like in the background, now that I see like the little the little radio antenna on top of the fofo there, that maybe I should put it in the background, just coming up out of the snow. I think I'm going to do that when we get back to the ink layer. But for now, let's have Winston saying, don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. That's why I let us Morissette. So she can sue me now too. Okay, cool. We'll draw in the balloons for these guys. We're still on the balloon layer. Let's save it real quick. Have a drink of water. Winston's on a little stool next to me, and he's cleaning his nuts right now. So I'm glad you don't have to see that. He doesn't realize that there's laws against that. Broadcasting that. There probably aren't, but it's safe to be assumed. And ironically, isn't it ironic? It's going to be a topic on him cleaning his junk of an upcoming Troll and Friends strip. I have a little diary that I keep full of ideas for future strips. Like when something occurs to me, I keep a note on my phone, or I'll write it down in a little journal. And one of them has to do with him cleaning himself. Okay, so we're back here on the ink layer. We're going to unlock that and get off the balloon layer. Lock the balloons. And see if we can get this to translate as the little doohickey on the car. And if it doesn't make any sense, as the doohickey on the car, we can just remove it. I think it's not bad. I want to see it all became one shape, so that was good. Come on now. I want to move it up there. Like, what if I put a little raccoon tail? It doesn't actually have a raccoon tail on it, but what if I did that? And that would help us communicate. But we want to be careful of tangents, right? Let's undo that. The landlord is snow blowing past my window. So there's that noise. Okay. And then that little detail will help us communicate that this is the antenna on the fofo. We're just completely under the snow. Alright, I can select that again and just make it a little bit bigger. Oops. And let it play with that. Let's space a little bit more. Okay, cool. Now we save that. Oh yeah, I was going to draw the balloons on. I got ahead of myself, so let's jump back up to the balloon layer. Get back over to our friend the blob brush. See if we can draw some balloons that don't suck. Not well about that one. I always kind of have an awkward spot where my the beginning of my line and the end of my line connect. There's always just like a tiny little overlap, kind of like that. It's okay. I'm gonna center that a little bit in the box. And just type around. There you go. Okay, and then we're gonna jump off to the shading level. For that, we get a nice medium gray. We just go in here. The blob brush. Actually, we can make that brush a little bit bigger now. Since we're just filling in shade and not doing that fine lines anymore. Since we're behind the ink layer, we can get all up over this black line. And not be blocked. Do the same down here. And let's hide the blue line layer. We don't really need that anymore. I think this brush is just a little big. I'm going to drop it back down. Janelle and I both have tiny little cars. She's got a Chevy Spark, which makes mine look like a limousine. I've got a Ford Focus ZX5, which is the four-door hatchback. Awesome little car. I love it. It's just not made for snow. It also didn't pass emissions, so I have to get upwards of $700 done to it of work to get the thermostat changed so that I can register it again. Or renew the registration. Get my shifty little mustache in there. once upon a time, I think Illustrator had a paint bucket tool where you could just, dump it into a blank area and it would just fill that whole area with a color, so we wouldn't have to do this coloring back and forth. But they switched it to us, like they tried to make it easier, and I think they made it harder. They switched it to like a smart bucket where you have to have an area selected, or like you can drag and drop and it'll be a whole bunch of areas selected, and then you can fill that area, but it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Faster just to draw these tires in here. Oops. That line got a little vigorous. When the landlord texted everybody this morning to say that they had to move their cars, he said the lot will be there, or the plow will be there in the lot at 11 a.m. It's now 10:46, and there's a lot of my neighbors out in the parking lot, last minute moving their cars. Okay, and then since we filled this guy in, let's fill this guy in here as well. Save it. Pinwheel's going. That Mac's gotta think. Think hard, Mr. MacBook. It's a pretty old computer. I've had it for at least 5 years. But it still does the trick. Alright, and now you guys get to see me do with a beard again. Lucky little devils. Just, I guess maybe I could get the hang of the new brush tool, or the new the new paint bucket tool. But it seems fiddly, like having to go in and highlight what I want to fill, because there's not really a shape there. Like I'm filling this big empty expanse. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll play with that too. Maybe there'll be another chore in addition to figuring out what the hell's going on with the brush filling everything in. We can give it a shot here, right? That's what you guys pay for. See me experiment with things. I don't even know where to find this stupid thing. I'm running the latest Illustrator CC. And it seems like every time they come out with an update, they move something or change something. And so tools that I never use, I have no idea where to find them. Alright, well, instead of you guys just seeing me stare at the screen, I'm going to just draw this in the old way. And I'll do my homework, and maybe we can play with that paint bucket tool next time. I'll be broadcasting for Patreon only, for exclusive backers, again at 10 a.m. This Wednesday. I'll be doing Thursday's strip on Wednesday. so you guys can tune in then. Um, Not sure what the topic will be yet. Maybe it'll be the one about Winston cleaning himself. I got some ideas about people blocking me on Twitter. um, all kinds of good ideas. I've got silly non sequitur ones too, or just random memories from my life so far. I've got some gaming related ones. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but there's a gaming fanzine or magazine quarterly called Maximum HP, Maximum Hit Points, and I've been contracted to do regular comic strips in every issue for the first 4 issues, for the first year run, and those will all be D&D related strips. So that'll be some fun stuff. I won't obviously do them here before they hit the publication, but I'll definitely post them to Troll and Friends after they appear in the magazine. So that should be fun. I have all of them kind of figured out what I want to do with it. I don't have any of them drawn yet, outside of just thumbnails. All right, so Winston gets this W. But there's some silly gamer specific humor that I think a lot of my fans will enjoy. Oops. Accidentally selected all. So we're saving now. Deselect that. Get back to the good old blob brush. And one thing I need to do for my 2-panel template is put in some swatches with the halftone screening, like I had been using. I've got it in my 3-panel template, but I don't have it yet on this one. And rather than try to make you guys watch me surf for the right swatch, let's see if we go to swatch, open swatch library. And I know you guys can't see this. That's the thing. Yeah, that's all for colors anyway. Yeah, it's just showing me colors, so whatever. So I'm just going to go in with a bigger brush now. I'm changing the brush size to like 12 point, just so I can kind of get some tone in here in the bottom. Some random, some shapes in the snow. I think, ooh, the plow is here. 10:54, he's early. There you go, kind of made that more car shaped. All right, so let's zoom out and see how this goes. Yeah, I think that's just fine. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to save that. And we're coming up on 10:55, so it's about the hour that we normally have to draw together. This video is recording right now, and it will be posted for those of you that missed, my Patreons that missed the live broadcast. You can, I'll post the link to our Patreon board, and you can check this out. Also, if you're not watching the stream live right now, you have no idea that I'm going to post this later. So I'll make a post telling you that I'm going to post this later. It's so very meta. And the strip itself will hit both trollandfriends.com and webtoons.com tomorrow at the normal time. I try to hit it at 11 a.m. Central. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and of course, thanks for backing me. And we will see you next time. Which isn't a sassy way of saying, hey, see you next Tuesday. That's not it. In fact, it'll be Wednesday. All right, I'm going to stop talking now. I love you all, and I hope you have a great day.